Are there other UN-specific tools or methodologies you use that you thought were valuable in your program and project management period?
UN-specific, not so much.
Okay.
No. The thing is, in UNIDO, our main management issue problem is probably a common one in all organizations. We operate in silos.
Yeah.
We have, the different program areas. I do investment in technology. Somebody else does trade facilitation. Somebody else does small and medium enterprise development. Somebody else does environment. And we all work on our programs and projects, and it's not a totality. And every UNIDO management is breaking their neck trying to figure out how to overcome this silo approach.
And I think every organization is still struggling with this. I think no matter how much we talk about matrix organizations, and matrix organizations allude to this concept, we want to be agile is a term that we often use nowadays. And I think the UNIDO would see itself as a dynamic organization, right? It tries to be light on its feet and respond quickly.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Because
you're an idealist?
UNIDO is a small organization.
Yeah.
As far as this type of organization.
How many people are there total at
We're now about 600 people.
Yeah.
I mean, originally it was about 1,600.
Yeah.
We're now a small 600.
Now, once again, this is not all the people who are doing the work in project. These are the people who are facilitating.
These are the staff members.
Yeah.
UNIDO is a very small organization, compared to others in this field. I mean, for example, the British Bilateral Assistance Program, DFID, is about 15 times the size of UNIDO, and that's one country. Then you have the Germans, and you have the Swiss, and the Swedes, etc. So UNIDO is a very small player. So it's big disadvantage being small because you cannot do anything that really sticks out. The advantage of being small is you can do something quick, you can do something different and
agile.
And that is the advantage of being small.
Yeah.
And sometimes UNIDO was able to use that advantage. I give you one example of how that was done. What I mentioned earlier about doing this 4-country small survey that led to a huge program, that was done on the sly. The Director General at the time, Magariños, wanted to have a closer tie to another UN organization called UNCTAD in Geneva. And he gave me, from the regular budget, $100,000. And he said, I want you to develop a joint program with UNCTAD. What does that mean? How does it work? I had no idea. So I put the $100,000 in a project budget. I almost said in my pocket.
He didn't say that.
And went to Geneva and talked to people to figure out how we can develop a program. They were not interested. They had their things going on, and they said, just give us the money, and we'll say you need to work with us on this.
Which I think a lot of countries like to say that, hey, just give us the money and leave us alone.
Yeah. And, we have this program, you can join us in this program. I said, no, that's not the idea. The idea is we develop something together. It didn't work out. So I said, okay, we'll develop something, and you guys can join us if you want. And I used this $100,000 to do this initial 4-country survey. That's the kind of flexibility I'm talking about. We were able to do that. That led to something big. That led to something new. That led to something that was not done anywhere else. And it was really ahead of its time, because basically we were creating an online system linking African companies with the government policy-making centers, with foreign investors. We were joking about, at the time, Alibaba was a new entity, and we were saying, we are creating the Alibaba of Africa. Now, what happened in UNIDO is, in order to overcome this silo effect,